Hello, users. Welcome to another Above It All. This one pisses me off. I've talked a lot about how I think, especially in New York City, but I think one of the main reasons for the curfews appearing all across the country and that have appeared all across the country, combined with just not processing people when they're in jail cells, um, combined with like cash bail, that kind of stuff, bond, whatever it is all a recipe for disaster. And it is specifically in place to, as I normally say, maximize damage to human life and to minimize damage to rich people's property. So here I've got a story here. Caught in de Blasio's curfew. Essential worker spends week in jail. A week. After NYPD mass arrest Bronx protesters. Again, Bill de Blasio is a fascist. Actions speak louder than words. If you act in this fashion when push comes to shove, these are your true colors. Unless Bill de Blasio wants to say that someone was holding a gun to his head during all these decisions, then, he's a piece of fucking dog shit. Okay? The police, especially the New York police, are all fascists. Every single one of them. They are brown shirts. If that upsets you, if that makes you uncomfortable, then I suggest talking to somebody who's not white and maybe getting a new perspective, okay? Or maybe talk to somebody who's gay or trans, because the cops don't like us either, let me tell you. So let me tell you the story. It wasn't yet curfew when the cops trapped Devonta, I think that's the pronunciation, Devonta, I like that name, Williams, after clocking out at his job as a janitor at a city social services building on Thursday evening. The 27-year-old Bronx native planned to take the subway to his grandmother's to get a few hours of sleep before starting the graveyard shift at Family Dollar. The exact time shouldn't have mattered. As an essential worker, he was permitted to be out past 8 p.m., but he was still hyper-aware of the hour. I'm walking up to the block, and I bump into a crowd of protesters at 7:24 p.m., Williams told Gothamist. I'm assuming that's the person writing the article or transmitting the article. I said, you know what? I have time. 30 minutes, actually. If you want to be specific, 36 minutes. Williams said he had been marching with the South Bronx group for only a few minutes when the NYPD cornered them. Moments before curfew, officers in riot gear charged from both sides, refusing to let the crowd disperse as they beat protesters and legal observers with nightsticks and choked the air with pepper spray. Fascists. That is Nazi shit. These are neo-Nazis in uniform. The shirts may not be brown anymore, but the neo-Nazis haven't changed at all. More than 250 people were arrested in the attack, Williams among them. So here's a little video that I'm going to play here. And this is actually the guy in question talking.
I'm a essential worker coming from work. They stopped us before 85. And as soon as 7:58 hit, they bum rushed us talking about something outside. It's not. We got everything on live. China_dog. Go watch it.
So it's kind of hard to hear there, but you get the gist. I'm explaining the story, but it's in there. Also, I just realized Gothamist is the magazine I'm reading. I thought that was a name for a second. I'm a complete fuckhead. I'm an essential worker, Williams, who also goes by China, pleaded as he was loaded onto a Department of Correction bus, I thought it was corrections, whatever, with dozens of other cuffed protesters. The arresting officers, he said, refused to acknowledge the piece of paper indicating his post-curfew privileges. Of course. Again, cops aren't there to delineate between who is allowed to be out, who's not allowed to be out, who wants to go home now that the curfew's hitting, who is being a troublemaker. They don't. They just fuck everyone over. Because they're cops. They're Nazis. A week later, Williams is still incarcerated. A week. He was legally allowed to do what he did. He has now been in jail for a week. Probably lost his jobs. All three of them. But isn't that uniquely American? Remember that George Bush clip from like 2000 fucking whatever, where I think it was like the 2004 election or something, where somebody asked him in a town hall that they've got, 3 jobs and they want it to be easier, essentially. And his response is, wow, you got 3 jobs. Ain't that uniquely American? Instead of, oh shit, you're working 18 hours a day just to barely make it by? Holy shit, I'll fix that immediately. Thank you for telling me. Like, isn't that the American dream? You get up, you work all day, you go to sleep, and then you get 2 hours of sleep and you do it all over again? Isn't that the American dream, according to capitalist right-wingers? Interesting. A week later, Williams is still incarcerated. He was initially taken to an NYPD holding cell in Queens, where he said he did not receive water, food, or phone access for 18 hours. This is why I always say you got to bring medication. If you're on medication of any kind, bring medication. Make sure that there is official documentation. If they do not let you have medication, and you have an official documentation that is you who needs the medication, let me just tell you, get a lawyer at that point. On Friday afternoon, he was transferred to the Manhattan Detention Complex in Lower Manhattan. Again, for not breaking a single law. He did not break a single law. Law and order, Donald Trump screams. Law and order. Whose law? Whose order? For his brief participation in the protest, Williams was charged with multiple parole violations. According to the Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, he allegedly failed to obey the 8 p.m. mayoral executive-ordered curfew. Again, the cops will lie about whatever they want. They will do whatever they want. They are there to maximize damage to human life and to minimize damage to rich people's property. That is their purpose. They don't care who you are. They kind of do care what you are, especially if you're black. But they're going to fuck you over regardless. They don't care about the law. They don't care about order. They are fascist thugs. And they will do whatever it takes to hurt another person. Ooh, I ruined 200 people's lives yesterday. Let's go for 300. Yeah! Dick rock hard. Unbelievable. He was also accused of ignoring law enforcement directions and gathering with a group that was allegedly throwing plastic bottles with unknown liquid. In other words, water bottles. While screaming and yelling. Speaking to Gothamist by the phone from Manhattan jail on Wednesday night, Williams said he witnessed no destruction or bottle throwing during the protest, confirming multiple first-hand reports that stand in stark contrast to the NYPD's claims of imminent violence. I did a video about how cops lie about things. I actually just did a video about how Seattle cops have been lying about the Chaz autonomous zone, which reminds me of ATM machine. Jesus Christ. But, and then they just walked it back. Oh, oops, there's evidence of us lying, so I guess we have to apologize now. The cops will always lie. There is no law. There is no order. They are fascist brown shirts or blue shirts, and they're there to ruin your life. That is their only purpose. They are paid $100,000 a year, especially in New York City. They are paid $100,000 a year to make sure that the rest of your life sucks. That is their job. They sap that. They leech it from the tax dollars, from the taxpayers. They leech that money, and instead of that money being spent on healthcare, or food, or farming, or whatever, it's spent on jackbooted neo-Nazi thugs that are there to ruin people's lives. Think about that. Think about that. He added that he would never have joined the protest that wasn't peaceful, especially while out on parole. This past March, Williams completed a 9-year prison sentence stemming from his conviction for a robbery as a teenager. I'm just thinking about staying out of jail, he told Gothamist. I got 3 jobs. I got 2 kids. I'm trying to be an upstanding member of society. And, that's where I'm going to stop reading the article because the rest is just more context, and you can look up the article and read it if you want. But again, the cops are not your friends. Where are the good cops? Right? Like, he's been in jail for no reason for a week. You'd think, right? There's good cops. Like, maybe the bad cops are on the street, but the good cops are somewhere, right? But where are they? Where are the good cops that say, oh, he's an essential worker, you gotta let him go, y'all? Where are the good cops? New York police, they have a $6 billion budget. $6 billion. Where are the good cops? Why aren't they here? Why aren't they intervening? What about those new rules that Andrew Cuomo just fucking threw out there? Where are the good cops? Right. There are no good cops. All cops, especially the one you know, motherfucker, are bastards. Thank you for watching, y'all. Goddamn. Anyway, if you want to watch more videos, somewhat related topics, end screen, click it. I'm now going to sit here awkwardly for like 5 seconds, so just click the videos. Just do it.